Hello, and welcome to Rolling Escapades Season 2, Episode 16, Part 1, the series in which 9 dudes get together, play Dungeons and Dragons, have fun and put it on the internet. The lives lost in the war are remembered, and the lives of those that remain are celebrated. We are, once again, 8 dudes. We had 1 week. I'll take it. We had a single week.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing. My assumption is Evan once again got held up at work, so he is not here. We miss him.
We do. I mean, we do.
Yeah, we do.
No, he's a spy. We don't know.
He's probably here.
Yeah, he's behind
you.
you.
Yeah. As always, Destai, sponsor, also maker of chainmail and macrame goodness. Chainmail things such as key rings, dice bags, bracelets, necklaces, all that sort of stuff. Macrame, various accessories. Links are in the description. Go click it and search, enjoy it, and buy. You'll also find links to the artist of the campaign, Christopher Rolls, who's done some pretty awesome, sexy character art for us. You can find a link to his Facebook page to get commissions, and a link to his DM's Guild products, where you can buy things such as Izzy's slightly used airships. Okay, last session, Errant Guard, you spent the anniversary of the end of the war, remembering those lost during the war, remembering how people were affected, and celebrating the lives of those who are still living. You attended a memorial within a monument to those lives, and listened to the long list of names of those who died, with some of those names meaning more to some of you than others. You watched a performance by some of the children of Dunatal, covering some of the major battles and events of the wars, before finally heading back to town and drinking the afternoon and evening away. The next day, Derek was woken by a voice in his head as Erlau requested that you meet her in 3 hours outside the western village. Quickly waking people up with buckets of water.
Oh yeah. Valuable member of the team.
What? Oh, you splashed me. You put a bucket of water over me.
Oh yeah.
Despite not being asleep and it being in the completely different time of day.
Yeah.
Because you were boasting about not being
Well
aware.
deserved.
It's my entire thing.
Still.
Yours is blowing up.
But
He hasn't done that yet.
I haven't
He
blown
hasn't
up
done it
yet,
yet.
so I don't really think that's my thing.
After everyone had woken up, and you and
Yes.
Ethan, you eventually made your way to the western village, where you met with Erlau, and she told you that the council and the people they've been using to gathering information had discovered that there are islands to the northwest, to the east, and to the south. She recommended that you guys headed to the northwest island on the basis that it is currently the closest, and you're probably going to have to look at all 3 regardless. She then said to head for the port town of Shroudwind, and gave you sort of vague directions towards where the town was. She then left, and not long after sent you a spell scroll of sending, so you could contact her, or specifically so Shade could contact her to get teleported back to Joe Fry before his wedding, and then to be brought back to you guys, depending on whether or not he invites you.
She's cried on me.
Huh?
She's always going to scry on you now.
Yes, yes, she is.
Just yeah.
Oh, she told you, didn't she?
Well, she wasn't going to use me or Shamshir, was she now?
She just went, who's gonna fail? Probably Throndraek.
Should add that to my notes. The bitch cried on me.
You know what? Anyone who's within range of him should hopefully not be scried.
You're like,
It's not that big a bonus at the moment.
So
That's
this-
3, it's still fair.
Yeah.
but he's just
I'm guessing the bonus we need
Darren's
is like,
right,
we
that's
have to get
it.
like 20 with those +3 and whatever we've got. So we've got a chance.
She's got a high save DC. She's very powerful.
Sleep.
So, you guys collected your horses,
No,
and have
Eldorad's horse Spirit horse collected our
collected your
horses.
horses. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a horse again, not a camel.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that. Remember, I drew that, didn't I? That's right.
Just scared
I was
yourself
like,
of your
what
own
the hell was
sketch.
that? And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, the scary thing.
Well, that's
Okay, wow.
never change.
Nightmares,
Never
nightmares
change.
tonight, dude. Nightmares.
Well, I'm glad.
Holy shit.
The image I've given you is terrifying. That's what it should be. So,
Yeah, that's all good.
you guys are heading to Shroudwind on horseback. It is going to take you.
Do we have a map?
Huh?
That way.
Cool.
Yeah, you know where you've been given vague directions.
Northwest.
Find the coast and then keep going until there's
Yeah,
a town with
Yeah.
boats.
Look for all the shrouds flying in the wind.
Essentially, you are heading for the northern end of the Quiet Brook Wood, which is the very large forest to the west of Dunatal. And once you're at the northern end, you can head more or less directly west, and you will get to Shroudwind. So.
Pardon me. Are there any known threats on our journey?
No. Just.
He said known. He said no. Thank you very much. I think we're all known threats at this point.
There's nothing like too out. Like there's the normal dangers of travelling across country as there are anywhere on the continent.
So, wayward druids or
Yeah, just
whatever else pops
you
up.
might just run into some random bandits or stuff.
Or rogue
Maybe,
war bands.
maybe a rogue war band.
Yeah, a couple of
Purple
wolf
flowers.
flowers. Pink. Yeah,
Just
you
pink.
could-
in general.
You could run into pink.
Pink's why is there a pink queue in here? Oh shit, run.
Right, that way now.
No, I'm out.
What's this?
But it's going to take you about
She's very good live.
5 days to get there. So you are leaving. What time are you leaving? On the 17th. And
Now.
About, yeah, you're leaving now. Time you want now.
All right.
So you're leaving about midday on the 17th. So you should arrive on midday on the 22nd ish.
I wonder what the weather's like.
Pissing it down.
It is indeed pissing it down on the 17th.
Has been
Um,
for some time.
Always bloody raining.
During that time,
Spring.
there is a full moon.
Woohoo!
But I assume
Shamshir's not gonna kill you. Hooray!
Yeah,
He's not here to kill you.
that's fair. I assume, Shade, you drink your potion.
I do.
Cool.
No, you're meant to tell that to her, not us.
So yes, you drink the potion. Who's gonna have been on watch?
I think that I'd have specifically tried to be on watch with him, knowing about the potion. and
That's
sort of
that's a
thing.
fair point, and to be fair, probably
Shamshir
Shamshir as
too.
well. Yeah.
So I guess you'd have informed me that Shamshir also knew then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened during your guys' watch is, are you going to be awake or asleep? Because you know roughly what time it's going to happen.
I'll be awake.
Okay. So you drink your potion, and all you do essentially just curl up. You drink the potion, you transform, and you just sort of curl up. You don't go hunting or running around or anything.
I do transform though.
You do transform, yes,
Interesting.
but it is very. You have
was
no
not
desire to do
expecting that.
anything. Yeah,
Okay.
Does he respond when we try and communicate?
to an extent, yeah.
Shamshir tried to kill him.
No, because
No,
he's
'cause I
been
told
told
him
not
about
to.
him.
And he hasn't been hostile, so
Is this like a cat that very much wants to go sleep on this tin roof?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do still have the weird, like, faded imagery
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot, but there is no red pulsing light.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. That is very good.
It's a bit of a relief, to be honest.
Are you being stalked by Knight Rider? No, just close to death.
So then,
I forgot that reference.
the hour passes in transportation. You turn back, and you are where you remember being. You're not in a different location.
That's good.
Interesting point to note for Icarus is he transformed. His clothes stretched with him. His clothes did not rip.
Okay.
Magic clothes.
I don't know if they ripped beforehand or.
Nope.
You don't know.
No.
But you don't know. Yeah.
But that is something, as this is now the third time this happened, that is something you become aware of as well, Shade. The fact that your robes are not ripping.
Yeah. Which is strange.
Yes, it is.
It was strange the first time when I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So.
Okay. One down.
Yep.
Oh boy.
But aside from that, your journey to Shroudwind is uneventful. As you're passing, although actually we'll say as you're passing the Quiet Brook woods.
Is the brook actually quite loud?
I mean,
There's so much
you can't hear a brook outside, so.
Yeah.
Icarus, you recognise the forest.
Oh, is it that?
Yes, that one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind, go on.
Cool. But yes, so you guys.
Still the name sounded familiar.
Yeah. You make your way to Shroudwind. So what you see is initially just a walled off settlement. Bear with, I'm just bringing up the image I drew. There it is. So there's a series of stone buttresses and towers and a wall with one gate that you're heading towards. You can see you're reaching the edge of land. There's cliffs. You can see the sea rolling in and out.
Is this all like cliff top, or is the sea?
It's lower down. It is a port town, so but you are able to see there are sections that are cliffs and whatnot. To the north of the city, you can see a very old sort of gnarly forest. Think Fangorn Forest from Lord of the Rings sort of thing. So it looks ancient. There are bits of moss and whatnot over the trees, and that is fairly close to the northern wall, but it's not touching the city walls. There is a gap there. As you make your way to the gate, there are people sort of travelling in and out. Most of the people heading in are merchants of some sort, with wagons carrying various goods, and there are people who are travelling out with mostly empty wagons. You're right. Actually, let's have all of you quickly make a history check.
No.
Okay, just freeze. That's fine too. Cool. I'll get to what that is in a sec. Errant, that's a 7. Okay, cool.
17.
17, good.
13.
13, okay.
4.
4, okay.
Single digits.
Okay.
10.
10, cool.
I have the lowest, 3.
3,
Oh.
cool.
Wow, what happened?
It rolled off an 18 onto a 2.
Throndraek,
I rolled a
you-
3.
Don't have the lowest.
Just in general.
Shamshir has a 2.
Oh!
Hey, because he's here, you should just defaulted him to 5.
Auto default into 5, yeah.
No, because he might actually need something later.
That is true.
But still 5.
yeah.
Live the meme, guys. Live the meme.
I mean, for him, rolling a 5 should be in that 20.
Oh, actually.
He crits on a 5.
What in that 25?
What, at the start of the session, you can choose what your nat 20 is.
Okay.
No, he just crits on a
Today
5.
it'll be a 2.
Icarus, you got 13. Cool. And Aegis and Shade,
No,
I think.
what?
With 10?
I got 4.
You got 4. 10's over there. That's,
Well, what?
yeah,
know a
but,
thing?
But
Know a thing.
but unfortunately, you won't know it at that low, that low number, so never mind. Sorry.
Rage.
Oh.
I don't know the thing. No! Kill the thing.
Um,
Kill the thing. It's
so-
a whole town. You can't.
I can
You,
try.
you two have heard the name Shroudwind before. It is a trading. It's a sort of trading hub / port city, but it is different to everything else. It has a level of lawlessness to it.
Oh god.
Quick, where's the wine bar?
Does a certain someone fit like really well in here in this
Shark.
place?
Huh?
I bet a certain someone in this group probably fits in really well.
He's not here.
There was.
I think you would fit in quite well.
It was a town that was settled when humans arrived on the continent, and they became known for both for trading and for their the quality of the ships they built, and they attracted the attention of pirates, and eventually a fair few pirate crews just sort of took over the town.
It was a bit like Luskan.
Sort
Does it
of,
have
yeah.
it sounds like you have ripped off Luskan to a degree.
No, not like that. No.
There's no
It's a
arcane
little
brother
different.
then.
So yes, it is a. There are just normal individuals who still live and work there, because most of them are boat builders. They do pretty well in a pirate city.
Probably one of the few people who aren't going to get extorted or
Yeah.
attacked.
But
Kidnapped for work.
it is also
That could happen.
because of who runs it. It's a trading hub for things that people wouldn't normally want to be seen purchasing.
Oh.
You can find artifacts and items and stuff that would, in other places, would be difficult to get hold of.
I don't know if
For
I
God's sake,
see
stop
your
freezing.
I did need a human foot.
We can sell them.
With 17, Icarus. Is it Icarus 17? Yeah.
Yes.
You also know that the ships people coming in to sell goods are taxed at a very, very high rate. So things are more expensive here, because essentially whichever pirate crew is in charge at a particular moment in time claims a large portion of the money from things that people are selling.
Right.
So things are at a higher cost, but you're going to find things that you wouldn't otherwise find. Additionally, in terms of worshippers, Melora and Avandra are worshipped quite heavily here. Melora being the goddess of, I believe, nature and the wild, and Avandra being the goddess of luck. And Bane and Zahir receive a fair amount of reverence as well.
That's not a good sound for us.
So.
There we go.
Derek's
Melora is
gonna
goddess
get
of the
kidnapped.
wilderness and the sea. So Bane is the god of war and conquest,
Of
and
course.
Zahir is the god of darkness and poison.
Oh,
That one
okay.
sounds cool. The darkness part.
They are both
And the poison part.
And
evil
poison, yeah.
gods.
Yeah, I kind of guess that.
Yes.
So yeah, I would relay that to Ron, and I'd suggest not buying things that you can get elsewhere. This is a town for specialities, not for day-to-day items. If you see something that's that definitely stands out, it's worth having a check, and because you may never come across this again. That said, it's a town full of pirates and thieves. I wouldn't be surprised if forgeries are commonplace.
Are we going shopping? I thought we were just going to ship captain and setting south.
This is more a warning for if you do decide to have a look at the local specialities.
So we're getting a ship and a captain and a crew from a pirate town.
They're very good
Are they
sailors.
supplying the ship and the crew?
Hmm?
Are they supplying the ship and the crew?
Nope.
Are there any other yeah, we should have asked beforehand. Are there any other
did.
coastal towns anywhere near here?
Not anywhere near.
This is the nearest town to our destination. It would be a rather, considering it took us best part of a week to get here.
Half a week.
Half a week?
Half a week, yeah.
Half a week to get here. It would be a lengthy travel to go anywhere else.
The other place I can think of would have been the places by the Scar. There was the port city there.
Yeah, that's the next closest, and that's
Probably about 10 days from here.
yeah, it's like another week, potentially more back in the other direction.
Okay, well, you know,
I guess we're
don't
here.
be surprised if you have shit stolen from you, I guess.
Nothing to steal.
That's one way of combating it.
Certainly.
Cool. So as you ride up to the gate, as I said, you see people heading in and out. There are guards sort of outside the on the floor outside the gate, and there are guards that are walking across the walls. Interesting thing to note, they all appear to be carrying flasks of some sorts, and are drinking and passing it around and whatnot.
Grog.
Rum.
Probably, yeah. As you guys approach, two male humans and a male dwarf, sort of from where they are, sort of they're outside of the gate. They're mostly just leaning against the wall, but as you guys approach, they sort of get up, stretch, they grab their spears. One of them keeps hold of the flask that they're sharing, makes their way over. One of them steps forward. Well, what have we here then? You don't look like merchants. Pretty well decked out.
We are.
We're an explorer's crew.
We're
We're
gonna hire a captain and see if we can find some charters.
Ah, captain. That's good. You're in a good place for a captain.
nowhere better.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
It's a good place
Nowhere
for ships,
better
isn't it?
near here.
That's a better way of saying it. Just a captain or a ship too?
Oh, the captain's useless without a ship.
You might already have a ship.
Unfortunately, that's what the main thing we're missing.
Well, definitely in the right place for both a captain and a ship. If you just head to the docks, you'll be able to find people there. Other side of the town. Want my recommendation? Look for the Drunken Eel. It's a tavern. You'll find someone by the name of Peg inside.
Peg.
Peg, yeah. She's with the Kraken's daughters.
Is
Tell her
with
that
two
Dawson-
G's?
Hmm?
Is that 2 G's?
However you want to spell it. Tell her that Dawson sent ya.
Cheers, Dawson.
Inside check.
That's right.
Yeah.
Halfling special?
No. One better than
Oh, we've rolled the same number.
18.
18.
bonuses, though.
11.
12.
I'm just not trusting it.
12 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
give you on this one.
Well,
Which bit are you
Well,
trying
it's
to
not 12.
read?
The recommendation about the about Peg is
About
that
Peg.
that
Yeah.
genuine or is that
It's a genuine recommendation. He is trying to get Peg. Because he rolled awfully and he's
oh,
drunk.
he wants like a cut of things because he gave the recommendation.
no, he's trying to win her affections.
Oh,
And you guys look like you have money. and he is trying to
Well,
give.
he does.
Well, yeah, but to him, you guys
We
look
all
like
know.
you have
How
money.
much money do we actually have in the bag at this point?
Lots.
What was it? There's something ill?
Drunken
Drunken
eel.
eel.
Drunken
What,
eel.
what
Can I-
was her ship? Sorry.
He didn't say what her ship name.
The-
She's
the
part of the
group-
Kraken's daughters.
Yeah.
That's
Can I do
sorry.
a history thing on the Kraken's daughters?
Thought that was the
Yeah,
name.
go ahead and make a history check on the Kraken's daughters. Yeah.
I knew something about this
Uh,
council. I'm also gonna
Yeah, you
that's
can,
a
yeah.
6.
6,
Shouldn't be any good.
14.
14.
Better.
Slightly better than my previous one.
14.
Because
Yeah, but
because
we can't write
you guys already
the
knew
account.
about the town. The Kraken's daughters are currently the crew that are in charge of the docks. They handle wares coming in and out via the
Okay.
docks.
Okay, so they're in charge of the city basically currently.
They're not in charge of the city. They're just in charge of the docks
Oh, so it's kind of districts.
Yeah.
to an extent. You do
Yeah,
know
like
the
Matthew
people in
before.
charge of the city are the Hydra Rovers, who are relatively new in charge. They took out the previous crew. Actually, not that long.
Just naming random crews.
They took out the previous crew sort of like 3 or 4 months ago, and have since established themselves in charge. So the Hydra Rovers are the one that collect the money from everything. Like they're the ones who get the income. The Kraken daughters just essentially get to do their own charge at the docks, and they're not supposed to. All magic items are supposed to go to the Hydra Rovers, but every now and again they pocket one. Hydra Rovers know they do it. The Kraken's daughters know that they know they do it, but it's a good system, so nobody bothers with it.
Nobody walks the boat.
Yeah,
It's better once in a few.
In the name
than
of
every,
Christ.
Everyone looks
yeah.
Just-
the other.
Yeah, it's better it's that than having to start another war and then having to try and take over and run another district on top of controlling the city. So yes, so Kraken's
Very
daughters.
logical, Mafia people.
They do tend to
What-
be
what-
fairly logical as much as there is infighting.
Yeah.
Once they've got
It's
more
also-
men, they'll probably do it.
More control. They've only been there for a few months. Give it a year or two.
Rather kill
If
them.
they last that long.
Give me 2 weeks, I own this town. Let's do this.
Can we stay for 2 weeks?
Up to you. Dawson looks at you. "Ah, you might like some of the fighting pits. They're good fun. You look like the kind who fights.
No, he's a pacifist, actually.
With the big ass.
I mean, it's just over my shoulder.
Yeah, only possession, I think.
Yes.
I have 2 possessions, I think.
I
think
The book.
A
Do
loincloth.
you still have that?
No. Actually, I have like 3 possessions because I got his food. But
So yeah, just straight through. Keep going in a straight line. You'll get to the docks soon enough. Remember Dawson.
Much obliged.
Enjoy. And him into the car. Just go back to the war and just start drinking again.
Did the other god say anything?
And they were just there. They were trying to be like big and bulky,
Oh,
and then sort
right.
of just paid attention to the fact that there's 8 of you and there's 3 of them, and then the end were just like, whatever.
We can't stop them if they try to do something.
They're all half
Yeah.
cut anyway.
They're drinking too much to care. But also, it's sort of like if you go into the city and cause problems,
We're not getting out of the city.
yeah, you've got other things to deal with. It doesn't really matter. It won't come down on them. So, you make your way through the gates and out into the town. The walls were made of stone. The buildings are all made of wood. But where
Don't
you are
set
standing,
yourself on fire.
or anything else.
When was the last time I set myself or anything else on... Oh wait, hang on, the spider web.
That was a while ago. though.
Buildings all set. No, not on fire. Wrong word. Just
But before that...
foreshadowing.
Yeah, it wasn't fire, so it doesn't count.
so as you guys enter, you do see that there are. First of all, you're walking. There's a well almost immediately as soon as you get in. just sort of the other side of the gate, and they're looking around. There are lots of wells around. This is there is lots of anti-fire protection, because if something catches fire, their entire livelihood is fucked, because they revolve around wood. So they have made sure there is easy access to water for putting out fires.
Is it a stone wall?
It's a stone wall, yeah. It is a stone wall.
I was expecting it to also be made of wood.
Nah, they made this wall stone, because reasons.
You seem to know this town, Icarus.
I know more of it than the actual town itself.
Are they all like that twat?
I think he was trying to impress someone.
I think he was drunk. And
He was
trying
doing
to
both.
impress someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no then?
No,
Maybe.
I'm not the most familiar with it.
Can I see if anyone's paying too much attention to us as we walk through?
Sure, make a perception check.
Are we still on our horses?
I've
Are
got
you
a
guys
13.
still on horses?
I'd have said we got off as we walked through the gate.
Cool.
But we'd still have our horses with us, so probably
Depends how big the
yes.
gate was for some people.
You could go through the gate on horseback if you wanted to.
I'm
on
right.
the horse.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'd be off the horse.
So you're off the horse, and everyone else is still on horse.
Yes.
Cool. What was your perception roll?
13.
Huh?
13.
13. There are some odd looks coming your way.
8 people on horseback. And
Yeah.
just rode in.
I mean,
Yeah, and you've got people in plate mail. Looking around.
It was more about
it was-
If
Hey,
anyone was
one of
following
your
us
eyes
as
are
we
glowing.
get going.
Who's got the helmet?
I'm not wearing it currently though.
People
Oh,
give
right.
you odd looks.
I
You
literally
haven't
swap out
seen anyone
helmets
follow.
depending on the situation.
Time for Mr. Angry Face.
Precisely.
Yeah,
He's gonna walk up to one of the people that are looking at us.
I mean, it's not like they're staring at you. It is you've walked in. There's people just giving you odd glances.
No, I'm gonna walk up to one of them.
Okay, you walk up to
Um,
one of the people.
Where's the stables?
I don't have any.
I suppose we're selling them then.
Do you want some horses?
I don't, but
Can you direct us to the nearest inn? An inn by the docks, preferably.
No,
Good
it,
sir.
it's
We want a fairly
what
nice
was it-
inn.
what was it
nearest
called?
inn or in by the docks.
Inn by the docks, please.
In by the docks. I can give you. Okay. I mean, really, if you just go to the docks and look in a direction, you will see an inn. Well, a tavern rather than an inn, but yes, you'll see one.
And the fighting pits?
Any recommendation?
I don't really go over there. I prefer drinking over this side. There's less people.
Insight check.
Go for it. What are you inciting?
When he says people, does he mean something, not just people? or-
Cool.
That's a 23.
23. He means people. He just. You get the sense this is one of the original citizens. It won't be an original citizen, but he's one of the people who were.
He's not a pirate.
He's not a pirate. Yeah, that's the right way.
He's
to
a,
put it.
He's a
he's
civilian.
a civic,
He's
right.
a civvy. Yeah.
Cool.
He's avoiding the pirates. The
love
pirates stay
engineers.
near the docks.
Should we go tell them the docks or tell them near the gate
Yes.
when we leave?
Fighting pits.
I'm
If you
asking.
look that way, and he points, you see the bigger building. That one. That's a fighting.
Is that towards the docks?
He
or-
points directly north, and then he turns, and he points west. He says that one as well. And he turns and points south and goes that one as well. They're dotted all over the city. There's a lot of them. I
Any
think
difference
there's,
between them?
not really.
Alright.
I think there's about 20.
What?
Thank you very much for your for the information. Throndraek, a word?
Oh, yeah, thanks. I flick him a gold.
He
Because I have
catches it
money
as like
He is gone.
he's been like holy shit.
In
Well,
before
that's
I
just
get
for giving
murdered
information.
for it.
Yeah, what's up?
As he's on his phone, he's like a teenager. He's like, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm
You've
changing my
taken
gold.
gold away.
You have spent most of your life a slave who was forced to do pit fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to carry on doing pit fighting?
That's what I'm good at.
But you don't have to do it. I know you're very good at fighting, but we utilise that when it's necessary. You don't have to fight. It's dangerous. You get hurt.
Is it a thing of motivation? When you've got a guy standing behind you with a whip and he's telling you to do it to the death, then it's one thing. When you're walking in by your own accord and getting showered with gold and cheered, I think it's another.
I look forward to watching you fighting them. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. What is it that you want to do? Is it just fight all the time? There must be something more. You wanted to learn smithing, you wanted to learn leatherworking.
Yeah, doesn't seem like much of that around here. I want to hit someone. Haven't done it in a while.
I disagree with that.
I'd imagine there'd be a fair amount of smithing in this town.
Would you want me to hit you again?
No, thank you.
I don't know
there
why
we go.
for that matter, you wouldn't have iron armour on the sleeves.
Yeah, they're probably only making nails.
What, not swords and stuff?
Tools.
You need to arm the pirates.
You make tools.
I feel at home there.
Well, first let us find a captain.
Maybe we could trade the horses for a ship.
I doubt it.
Sell them or something.
There'll probably be
You have a
Sunday
new home
lunch.
now. Perhaps you should acclimatise yourself to it.
And a horse can feed a crew.
How so?
All you know is fighting. If you just keep going back to the pits, you will never find anything new. You have this town here, it's full of new experiences for you, I'm sure. We can find you new things to do. Shut up. And we can
Who were you
learn-
pointing at then?
No, no, he laughed at something.
I didn't.
Okay.
I was pointing at him.
Oh, good. Okay.
The one who laughed.
It was him.
Oh, I don't have that anymore.
Perhaps we can find you a new hobby, a new pastime. One that isn't so painful or destructive.
I enjoy it.
Okay, I won't stop you. Would you like me? Would you like any of us to come with you to be
You can
your
wa-
second and?
You can watch if you want. Or join.
Not
I
really my
smile
forte.
at that. Not that you see it.
They allow weapons,
It's like
maybe.
here.
I feel they don't.
I assume this is on the way to the docks. What one's
Yeah.
closest to the docks, by the way?
Which they, I mean, after they've been pointed out, the buildings all look the same. So it is very easy, and they do stand out, at least initially. When you guys are walking in, you are clearly walking through like residents more than anything. There's an occasional like general goods store, things like that, but for the most part, you are looking through houses. And again, it's dotted in wells. There are wells basically on every other corner. As you travel further west through the city and towards the coast, the buildings start moving from being residents, which are like shacks, more than anything. Shanties are sort of bits of wood bolted together. You start finding like massive warehouses and taverns, and there's more things like blacksmiths and woodworkers, all the things that you would need to keep ships going. As you get closer to the docks, the affluence of the area increases. So you do get there. It gets to a point where you can't actually see over the tops of buildings anymore to see where the fighting pits are. But from as you're walking there, you can see there's one on the way. It's not quite at the docks. It's sort of you get the sense there's a certain almost semicircle around where the docks are. Where past that point, this is the shipbuilding sectors or places to drink.
Jordan seems very surprised by that.
Yeah.
Strange sound comes from a bin nearby.
Yo.
Can I want to keep a lookout for any pickpockets.
Sure. Make a perception check.
Pretty
I think
fucking
I
tall,
might
we're
wanna do
horses, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, my thoughts were if no one else gets back, if no one else gets on, if no one else gets off their horse, I will get back on it just so I
Okay.
don't look out of place.
Cool.
Well, look.
18.
Better.
18. Look out, pickpockets.
Yeah.
8.
That's cool.
You roll a 1 and you got +7.
Yes,
Nice.
I'm good at this shit normally.
Yeah, well.
Except for when you roll 1.
Cool. You have a look out. You don't see any pickpockets. So you guys are almost, because you're on horseback, you're almost given a berth. There are people just sort of moving out of your way. There is partway through the town, as you've been traveling for a bit, you do notice, sort of on one of the corners, a halfling couple who are sort of, the mother is crying, or the wife is crying, and the husband is attempting to comfort her. You guys ride past.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
All I understand is
Well,
that
like,
they're
I've
fleet.
lost my son. His name is Derek. Go find him.
Huh?
I assume they're talking in halfling, so no idea.
Well, I never hear
actually-
what they're talking about. Just go past.
They sure. So the husband is saying,
There's a-
we always knew it was a possibility. Lots of people. It's been happening to lots of people recently.
Doesn't
Was it
concern
in
us.
halfling?
It's are they
Common.
speaking in halfling? No, they are speaking in common.
Oh, okay.
They are speaking in common. So maybe, and then the husband says, maybe he just got lost somewhere.
Carry on by.
We're not here to solve
None of our
every
business.
issue.
Cool.
Would I be able to lip read that at all?
You can hear it.
You can hear it as you go past.
Oh yeah, I would have heard it.
Yeah.
Duh.
I can hear them say it, but can I see them say
See
it?
them say it. I know. I thought it was. I didn't
See
think you
the
were going, like
words.
straight.
What you didn't know is he's actually deaf. He's been deaf this whole time.
Wait, what? Who said something? No, I didn't think we were going to be like right next to them. But
Oh yeah,
they're
no,
quite loud.
you straight up go straight past
Alright,
them.
okay. I was
Yeah.
expecting like maybe on the other side of the street.
Yeah,
Or something.
it's strange. Unlike everyone else who's like moved out of your way, they stay where they are. You guys just ride on past. Awesome.
As far as I'm concerned, their Sprog ran away to sea.
I may
Fucking
have
kids in
considered
the
stopping
street.
once or twice, but with everyone else just going past, I'm just following the group.
I mean, you can stop if you want to stop. Cool.
No.
So, have we seen the drunken eel yet?
You get to the docks. You can talk to some random people. They know the name, the drunken eel. They give you directions.
I assume they just react like anyone would. They don't think of it as like a place to avoid, or
No, yeah, it's just another tavern.
Yep.
Interesting point to know is you guys have made your way through town. The town is mostly human. There's a fair amount of dwarves and halflings. Until you reached the docks, you didn't see elves at all. And now you're at the docks. You're seeing, you've seen maybe 2 elves in the past hour.
that's more than usual.
Yeah, isn't we always see too?
So you get to the Drunken Eel. It is a sort of roughed up looking wooden building.
It is still raining, yes?
Actually, I'll check that. It's a different day.
It would depend on how many people are going to be outside. In
Weather forecast.
Ooh, wrong button. Think. So it is the 22nd. Top if you worked. There we go.
Yeah, that tends to be the way.
It is raining.
Wow.
2 minutes for
heavy,
that.
light,
Worth the
or
wait.
It's a
Fucking weather forecasts, man.
it's a steady rainfall.
It's just gone
I
from
would
like
have kept my foot
kind
up
of
then.
overcast maybe to
Even
just
if I-
start hammering.
Are you doing your?
I am not, because it would be
Sure.
very conspicuous.
Yes, it would.
It always is.
8 people on horseback.
8 people on horseback in a bubble of no rain.
So, roughed up wooden building. You see a section on one of the walls that, on the outside looks like it's sort of rotten, but it is. The rest of the building looks pretty tough, stable. You can see the name, the Drunken Eel, written across the top, and there is the sign does have an eel that's sort of spinning in spirals, looking drunk, in essence. From inside, you can hear the sounds of a piano and a saxophone.
It's some jazz, motherfuckers.
Wow, this
We've
is
hit
the
the
high,
80s.
this is the really high
In the
class area.
20s.
Except for the wall is rotten.
Along with the usual sounds that accompany people drinking and getting
We
drunk.
found a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Although if there was a prohibition in this
that-
town, I'd be really, really confused.
That rotten wall isn't in fact rotten, it just turns, so they get away when they get raided by the cops.
Who is going inside? Who is waiting outside?
I am waiting outside.
You are
I'll
waiting.
go in.
You're going in.
On the boat.
I walk to the pits.
Cool.
Bye.
I'm guessing looking after the horses
You
now.
really walk to the pits?
With your horse or
I'm
without?
following.
No, got the horse.
I'm following him.
He's going to
On
him,
horseback
these
or
two are
on
going
foot?
in.
I'll stay with the horse
Good,
then.
because, well,
Did you
actually
get off
no,
the
I'm
horse
not
or you
even
taking
going to
yours?
make it.
No,
Like, yeah,
no.
I'm just going to do what he does.
Okay, so
Exactly the same.
two horses. Are you staying
I'll,
outside?
I'll stay with the horses. You can't look
I'll
after
go
those
in.
horses on your own.
Cool.
Split the party.
Into
Three
three
ways.
groups.
Chris,
We're
where are
going
you
to-
going?
I was going in.
That's it.
You're
We're
going
fine.
in.
No.
As people are staying, some people are staying out. Shamshire will stay out for ease. Cool. So, those going in, you walk in. That is you, and you. Cool.
As you walk away,
Please tell me there's like Wild West saloon doors, because that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And the piano stops and they all.
And everyone listens to books. Yeah.
Well, yes, because as you walk in,
You knock over a spittoon.
it takes your eyes a bit of time to adjust to the light. It is very dim lit inside. There are like dirty lamps lit on the walls. They're not producing much in the way of light. There's a fireplace that's currently empty, not lit. You can see the instruments, or the instrumentalist at the far end. It's an old piano. It's playing surprisingly well, considering it looks like it could fall apart at any moment. Sitting at the piano is a very, very old female dwarf. And next to her is another very old female dwarf who looks the same, playing the saxophone. Or was, until you guys walked in, where that sort of stops. Around the tavern, there's a bunch of like manky old tables, the sort of thing you would normally find in a very old tavern. There's a dirty countertop bar with various barrels and bottles piled up behind it. There's a staircase heading up, and a mix of humans, halflings and dwarves around. Some of them sit at tables drinking, some of them playing card games, there's a couple playing darts, and they're all sort of, they're not just looking at you, they're full on glaring at you. And then behind the bar is a female hill dwarf who is wiping a wooden tankard, who's also just sort of like glaring at you. What you want, eh?
What a fantastic greeting. Well, first off, we're gonna want some drinks.
Right?
Who's with me? It's you and you, yes?
Yeah.
Fantastic, right.
We're going to need that music to keep playing as well, I think.
So just the sort of just stop to watch who came in. They're the only two who aren't glaring at you. They literally just the door. You swung the doors open. It was gone. They were just like, "Oh, who is it?" Yeah, whatever. And they've just gone straight back to playing.
Good.
Great.
They're old and don't give a shit anymore.
Legit.
I think we need a cantina.
Yeah. Secondly, and I'll drop my voice.
Yeah.
We were told by some dickhead up at the wall.
Dawson or something.
Was that his name? I wasn't paying attention.
Maybe.
From one captain to another, I'm looking for a Captain Peg.
Yeah. I don't know your faces. You looking for Peg? I might know her, yeah. What's it worth to you?
So you're saying you need your memory jogged, yeah?
I'm saying, what's it worth to you?
That's what I thought. Surreptitiously. So here's for the drinks, 5 gold.
I mean, no one else is being quiet. They're all literally watching this conversation.
Clandestine going down in
Well,
public.
I give no shit.
You slide 5 gold over.
Plausible deniability.
She looks down at it, sort of picks one up, bites into one. You notice that she's got a couple of gold teeth.
Oh, don't worry, I made those yesterday.
Pleasure doing business. She's upstairs.
Fantastic. So I assume we're gonna go just see her now?
Are there drinks on the table for us to pick up as
She
we go?
has not moved for drinks.
Or we'll take those drinks first, either way, not first.
Ah, you want drinks? What do you want?
That one.
It's 10 gold.
This is where I tap him on the shoulder. I told you.
Fucking so be it.
You actually.
Yeah. Don't really care for money.
I probably can't even afford water.
What are you
Does
down
she-
to now?
Did you point out a bottle or a barrel?
I was pointing at a barrel.
A barrel, cool. So she takes the tank that she was just cleaning. She pulls out the rag. You can see it's dirty. And
Yes.
just
Of course.
fills it up and hands it to you. It tastes fucking awful.
Yep.
It's not good.
Of course it does. It's salt water with some fizz in
It's
it.
not pleasant. You're not even sure there's alcohol in it.
It's actually just cleaning fluids.
Oh, bleach, nice.
Paint strip on.
Bad that.
I know people that's their preference.
She's upstairs. Just head up.
Thank you. Right, go on then.
The rest of the bar sort of starts going back to their whatever they were doing before. Bear with me one sec.
You know, I can't say I've got much faith in a place that has a bottom wall.
Derek, you do notice as they're all sort of just going back, they're not paying as much attention to what they were doing before. They're all sort of like keeping an ear out.
Could we hear that conversation from outside?
I wasn't
Due
being
to
that
the due
fucking
to the
loud.
rotten walls and such.
No, by dint of them being
You-
rotten, you wouldn't be able to hear any
you
more.
probably heard,
The music may have masked some of it.
Yeah.
but I don't think you heard Pa.
Okay.
She was loud.
We now know they're going upstairs though. So
Yes. Okay.
Sounds like they found her.
Is something at least.
So, you make your way up the stairs. They lead up to a corridor, and the corridor leads to a door. There's nothing else to that.
That's nice and simple.
Tap on the doors with the staff.
Cool. You're knocking on the door. Cool.
Dex save. Versus
Why I
acid.
did the staff.
You hear from inside someone shout, "What do you want? We're busy here." Fucking Ketra, I said not to be disturbed.
Surprisingly well spoken.
I have it on good authority that you are the captain around these parts. So if someone was theoretically wanting to charter a course, get some passage overseas, you would be the person to talk to.
It might be. Hang on. And you hear some murmuring, and then a series of locks being opened, and the door is pulled open. It is a door that opens towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's not a very big room. It's maybe 40 foot by 40 foot. It's essentially the top of the most of the upper story of the tavern. There's a large circular table. Around it in front of you, there is a halfling who's just opened the door. At the table, there is another halfling. Just scroll down for some reason. 2 dwarves and 2 humans. They are all female. They are currently in the middle of a card game. You can see decent sums of money being transferred around. There is one of the human women definitely looks a little bit more superior, as it were. She's just slightly better dressed, has slightly better weaponry.
Bigger chair.
Chairs are the same size, but she just looks. The halfling that's just opened is just and steps back and goes sits down at the empty table, and the slightly the superior human puts down her cards, leans back on the chair and puts her feet up on the table. I'm Peg, Captain Peg. Before we discuss business, let's start this off fair. You know my name. I don't know yours.
That's fair. Captain Rawlinson.
First mate Icarus.
Make a deception check for me.
That should be good.
Oh my god. You weren't an able captain, were you?
No!
He was a mercenary.
Red still fucking stands though.
What is it? Deception.
Yeah.
Please tell me you roll shit.
16.
Okay.
No problem.
Not awful.
Fuck me.
Or do you turn and look at him just like,
Yes! Oh, I'm doing.
Are
What?
you with them as well? And a deckhand.
That was me being stupid as a person and not in character. I completely flunked that you were saying that as a mercenary captain. Oh, I thought you were deceiving in that one.
No, he was literally doing his title.
No, never mind.
She looks at you. There's been a sort of like half smile on her face. The other people in the room have just looked annoyed. She just sort of looks at you and like full on like smiles. Of course you are.
Of course you are. Oh yes, and this is the ship's cook. Fuck's sake.
Oh, was your meaning in that? Oh,
Garrick Highgrass.
I'm being.
Galley boy.
Pleasure.
Ignore me. I'm drunk.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to now.
These are my officers. She goes around. The 2 halflings are. This is Verbrin, my first mate.
Verbrin.
An actual
Verbrin.
first mate.
Jairi, my bosun. She points at the 2 dwarves. Elwyn, my quartermaster. Lazarus, my onboard physician, as it were. And lastly, she points at the human Arletta, my cook.
It is a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances.
What were the jobs of the 2 halflings, sorry?
The halflings were.
position and.
First mate and bosun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Verbrin was the first
That's the
mate.
dwarves that the
Yeah.
quartermaster
Thank you.
Yeah, the in-game rules term is a surgeon, but that
Yeah.
sounds way too high
No,
end for what it
yeah.
actually is. It's just a doctor. it's a physician. It's not a surgeon.
We have a surgeon.
Yeah, a surgeon's a very fancy way of saying I cut people up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a surgeon.
We've got an amputator.
Yeah, it's a surgeon.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but surgeons are supposed to stitch people back together, which
That's
Throndraek
what he's got
tends not to
assistants
do.
for.
Actually, that's why he's learning leatherworking.
Oh god!
And wait,
Oh,
does one
wow.
of you have a
Leather
whole
straps?
person?
That'll do. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh, because then you could be the anaesthetist.
Anaesthetist.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dear Lord.
So, business.
Yes.
Who's going to be pharmacist?
You're looking for a ship
Yes.
and a captain.
Yes.
And you come to me specifically.
We have it on good authority that you are the best. And what I assume are the Kraken sisters? Yes?
Daughters.
Kraken's daughters.
My apologies.
Some of.
Yes.
Um,
You and your crew, the best.
On whose authority? It doesn't look like you're from around here.
No, we're not. What was that dickhead's name again?
Dawson.
That's the one.
You see her she smiles more. Oh, of course. Dawson. He was on duty, wasn't he?
I mean, in theory, yes.
Although we haven't been told about any other crew, so naturally you're the best we've heard.
You had to say it.
See,
I'm being stupid tonight.
but
Icarus, do me a favour. Shut the fuck up.
I'm being.
What's your intelligence?
It's not actually that
What's your
great.
wisdom? This is naive.
Also not great.
I appreciate the honesty.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
By definition, if I'm the only crew you've heard of, then I am the best crew.
There is logic to that, yes.
It's fine.
Even if he's
Well,
an idiot.
Dawson is of the Blood Brothers. They're the
Just
ones
been
that
too smart
man
of late.
the walls. They are security, shall we say. Far more interested in drinking, but
I could tell.
It's time for the
they
podcast
can't.
to
They
bring
drink
up bad
regardless, so they can't be trusted with anything else. But Dawson, fucking yellow-bellied prick. At least he could come and talk to me himself. Ugh. Still has his uses. So ship, where are we headed?
Not. Okay, so here's where it's going to get a bit strange. We are here for exploration purposes. We have it again on good authority, not Dawson's, but good authority, that there are islands just off the coast here. We need to go and explore them. We need to go and map them. We need to go and chart them. We need to go all up over those.
Exploration. Islands. You're talking about where the storms are, right?
Correct.
Unfortunately, yes. But we do have someone within our party that's quite good at dealing with them.
Oh, I'm so dead.
You're
Kidnapped.
serious about that, right?
We're going to pay.
It's not a joke.
Absolutely.
You're-
Absolutely.
Oh, I fucked.
We're trading the ship for you.
This is what I was worried about.
God, you guys are insane.
Yes.
To put it bluntly. Your reason to go is to explore.
Yes.
You want to go to where the storms are most intense to explore.
Specifically the islands.
As I do not know any islands, I would assume that they are within the storms,
I believe so.
which are places we usually
Avoid?
avoid.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck me with a barnacle, you are insane.
Yes.
Well, if it's too much trouble for you, we'll, if you kindly point us in the direction of a crew,
Oh.
capable captain.
Nice.
I'm glad you said that so I didn't have to make an idiot of myself again.
Yeah, that's how. That's exactly how you close the deal.
That's
Oh,
bad wind.
attack my pride. Okay, I'll do it, fucker.
I'm not saying that I can't do it. I've got a good crew. I've got a good ship. Loss of the Maiden. She's very, very well built. But I'm not going into those storms without a good reason, or reasons, as it were. What's your offer?
Do you
Icarus.
merely want gold, or is there a quid pro quo we can perhaps do for you?
Well, gold is normally the best thing. If you were going plundering, shall we say, I would ask for a large percentage. But as you are exploring, my assumption is you're not likely to find stuff worth having. So gold would be preferable.
This brings me back to my original point. Icarus, could you do me a favour?
Yeah.
Could you go and get Eldoran for me, please?
Will do.
Thank you.
There's more of you. Wonderful.
Oh, yes.
I head out the door downstairs and
Cool.
I grab Eldraine. By request,
Stay with the horses.
tag out.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
do anymore.
Sup? So I get upstairs and I'm like,
Yeah.
which
The
door
the
is
party does look
Two
more
in
expensive.
one
There's only
door.
one door.
it? Oh, there's only
only
one
one
door.
door.
There's only
Okay,
one door,
that's
yes.
cool
So
then.
it's more expensive.
How much have you been drinking?
Otherwise these two got fucking lost.
Yeah. That's right. The door is open. You can just
Okay,
walk
cool.
in.
Ah, you're here.
You requested me?
This is Captain Peg. These are the Kraken daughters.
Pleasure.
She just inclines her head.
I needed you here because we're about to talk
Money.
business of a monetary value. This is our treasure, as it were.
You've got your family crest on your armour, haven't you?
No, but it's on the back of my cloak.
That is.
You don't wear a tabard?
No.
Evidently not.
I hadn't thought about it, so no. I'm just getting up in notes with them.
Cool. She just
Cool.
makes a note. You're a strange one. You don't seem to be in the right company.
I've heard that before, certainly.
So, the number?
An offer.
Ah. May I just confer with my colleague? What did you tell her?
We're looking for some islands. We're looking to explore.
So, ship and crew for 6 days with risk. How big is your ship?
I have my 5 officers, myself, and a crew of 25.
How many, if you don't mind my asking, how many masts? How many decks? Yeah, bitch.
That is actually what I was asking.
What is it, a 72 gunner, a 115 gunner? What is it?
That's got guns. It's probably got
I know, that's why I've not asked that final question. What is it, 72 gun frigate or 115 gun
How many
gunner?
ballistas are on deck?
Destroyers.
No, it doesn't have any of those.
It's a long ship. You're all rowing. Get going.
We're all Vikings.
Oh good, a medieval cog. Woo.
I wouldn't be too shocked.
Right, we definitely can't.
Do you know what? It's intercontinental. I'd probably say it's probably going to be a caravel. Maybe an early galleon.
And I don't think we have enough money.
What do you mean?
Don't say that.
A year's wages is like
A gold.
Yeah, but it's a big ship. It's 20.
Say 100 gold for this crew per week.
Yeah,
100 for the
but-
officers.
My
and then
ship-
200
But
for
she's
her.
going to want risk.
Has 3 80-foot tall masts.
Risk.
Remaster, nice.
That's like 120,000 gold boat. We can't afford the risk on it. That's not
Make
in
it-
game.
yeah.
That's just
It's not quite that expensive. If you want to look in your player's handbook, it will tell you how much boats cost.
Yeah, that's to buy, not rent.
Yeah,
though.
but-
yeah.
when you're doing risk, it's value of purchase.
I just saw a bit there that says splitting the party.
I'm pretty sure it says
Splitting up the
Does
party.
it say it's a good idea?
don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Best of
it
ideas.
does. It says
Best
you should
idea.
always do it, and preferably one by one.
Yeah.
By one
In
by
a
one
dodgy
by one.
town too.
Yeah.
In the
Really?
dodgiest of towns you've ever been.
It's somewhere really
Yeah.
near here. 'Cause I've seen
It's
the
after.
picture now.
It's like
Yeah,
sort
it's
of
at
in
the
the
end of the
equipment
football
section.
There it is. Warship, right?
Which instead of what type of ship it is.
So sailing ship is 10,000 gold. Warship is 25,000 gold.
And galleys 30.
Galley is
Purchase.
30,000.
I mean,
It's a big
But a
fucking
rowboat
boat.
is only 50 gold.
You're not going in a rowboat.
No, we're going in many
Oh,
rowboats.
come on, Throndrake's so strong, we get there in about 5 fucking minutes.
So
Oh,
you've
is
done
this,
a lot
is
of
this a
rowing.
Captain Hook
Yeah.
style?
guess how far are we from this island?
We're just pushing it. That's like swimming.
They did tell us how far it was going to be, I think.
Yeah, no, they did. They reckoned to the edge of the storm, of the particularly stormy areas, is it's 2 days, maybe 2.5, depending on wind, to get to the edge.
So we're talking at
A week.
least a week.
No, I'd say about a week.
Yeah.
Well, you get to the
Assuming
falls and then-
assuming you don't have any trouble.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're talking a week.
Is that just to get there or back as well?
That'd be there.
Yeah.
Check it and back would be a week. So
How much money we got?
we've got 400.
Oh,
I mean,
no, we
if you
really
do
can't.
like, I mean, if a year's wage is a couple gold, do like.
For how
Four-
much is a year's wages for a sailor though?
Oh my god.
I mean, again, these are hirelings.
So like, if you just do like, 2 gold per person,
Cool. Alright.
Right.
So.
Yeah, hireling
you're going to
skilled
give them
is
a
2
year's
gold
wages.
per day.
You know.
Mhm.
Whatever.
Yeah, a skilled hireling is 2 gold per day.
Oh, per day.
Yes, per
Oh.
day.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we got 30, you said 25 people and then
25, 5 officers and
31 then.
Yeah, so 31.
So
Yeah,
for
but I think the
10
captain's going
days.
to charge us hireling rate for her services.
Yeah.
All the
we-
NCOs.
Yeah, we can't afford
And
it.
she's a fucking pirate.
Yeah.
Best bet would to actually offer some sort of prestige along with the island.
Yeah. I
so-
mean, we could offer gold plus sort of reputational.
How much
Finder's
gold
fee.
does everyone else have on their persons?
I think
27.
Apparently
I have all the gold.
399. I don't know if that's a trustworthy amount, but yes,
Huh?
apparently I have that.
Fair enough.
4.
4.
I currently
I had
have,
5 at the start of the session.
Or we
I
have
currently
600.
have
We had
62 because he's taken some money and he's betting it on a rolling bet on him going through the fighting pits.
Wow.
I think.
Why have
I'm hoping.
I have 200.
I've got another 50 that I'll
Thanks.
put into it.
Yeah.
Take gold.
Derek,
Sweet.
how much have you got?
Yeah, I bet on it. Sorry, lost.
100.
So we could probably go to 1,000.
Just say what I think you just
Yeah.
said.
600.
A
Couple
couple
hundred.
hundred.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so I'm not the only one who's
Oh, I had
mysteriously.
12.
No,
100. I was like,
we
excuse me.
all have cash.
Yeah.
Alright, so we could go for 1,000, which would be 100 gold a day.
Whack
I
a
mean,
number on
I'd
the table and then we
rather
can
spend
haggle.
Put it a bit lower and then
Yeah,
see
go-
if they're
go-
going
go-
to
go like
bargain
something
you
a lot
up.
lower, like go
Put it
go
at
for
500,
400 and see what
400
else.
and then
Yeah.
bargain up willingly.
Cool, okay.
You know, go low.
Sorry,
they-
let him bargain up.
All that plus treasures.
Because he's got much better persuasion and talking people.
You want to fight as well then?
Cool, alright.
Uh,
So,
Oh.
we can offer you 400 gold for your services.
She laughs, like full on, properly cracks up.
Yes, that was what I expected to start with.
and so
And
do.
the guys that and them looking like offended.
They're
Or
not
they're
looking
all
offended.
laughing.
They're all just, they are like properly pissing themselves. She eventually stops laughing and sort of looks at you and says, I enjoy a good challenge. But it does need to be worth it to both me and my crew. What you are asking for is to go into a particularly dangerous section of the sea near us. And I will be risking my ship, the lives of my crew, and my own life. Now, don't get me wrong, I like you. You are entertaining. But I'm not Mad Jack.
Yep.
Sorry, no, check.
Shit needs to be worth my time.
Yeah.
To go into that particular section of the sea, I would be looking for closer to 30,000 gold pieces.
I'm on there, so I can do that.
People might be just fuck it up.
Just stab him now.
Just all across the city, each of us mysteriously swears.
I'm just walking along, just random civilians going.
However, that is purely on the basis that I'm expecting to lose going in probably a decent sum of my crew, suffer severe damage to my ship, and some of us come away with potential permanent grievous body harm. hence the price.
Did you factor in the storms don't really affect us into that calculation?
You have a way of preventing arcane storms from blasting through the ship.
He has a way of
Not
preventing
arcane.
storms. I don't know if they're magic or not.
Is this the first time the storm was referred to as an arcane storm as opposed to just a storm?
No, Erlisle pointed out that there are.
did you?
Erlisle said there are arcane storms.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
paying attention.
That was a detail that I wasn't sure if I'd missed.
Well,
Yeah, that was said.
Everyone said storms. I was like, storms.
Yeah, I can't stop those storms. They're magical.
Okay, retract that statement.
Yeah, that's fine. However, as I said, I like you. So obviously, this isn't a deal that will happen. I get the feeling that it's not something that you are able to afford, which is nothing against you. It is an expensive trip because I wish to insure myself. Should you wish to use my services for less dangerous routes or for things that are more likely to offer a return, shall we say, do come find me. I will be willing to offer at that point. And tell your friend Icarus, the one he's left, the one that just left. If he's around, I'm just staying next door for the next couple of days.
okay then. Duly noted. Well, thank you for your time at the very least.
Holy shit! Hey, you Paul.
I'm not sure that's a good thing for him, though, to be honest.
You never know if he
I
does
will be
well.
sure
might
to
get
pass on
discount.
that message.
It sounds familiar to the halfling that he met in as
Is he going to get fucking executed? Is what I'm wondering. Might we instead purchase some information from you? Is there someone that would take this contract at a lower value?
Mad Jack.
There you go.
Okay.
I worry about the name, but
I'm hoping that's not like a dinghy with 3 holes in it.
Oh no, he has a proper ship.
really?
Oh yes, no, he has a ship. It's called the Howling Curse. But
So reliable. No.
Oh yeah, not there again.
he even has a crew. It's very strange. I'm not sure why they're still with him. They must enjoy the ramblings or something. But he would do it. He loves a storm, does old Mad Jack.
Does he come back regularly?
Well, I mean, he's still here.
Yes, but he could have been shipwrecked.
No, he actually has been on the same ship for as long as I can know. He's older than I. He's been around longer than I have.
Huh.
Well, I'm senior old man.
The name gives it. Don't worry about it. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
no, he's completely batshit insane.
Oh, good. Oh, glad.
But you're either going to find someone who you have to pay 30,
Everything, or the
or
mad
someone
man,
who's
yeah.
absolutely insane and willing to sail into storms unknown.
You take what you get. Thank you. Stand up.
Good luck.
Thank you. And as soon as I head back outside, I think you've got the fan there.
Huh?
She said to come
Oh.
back.
She requests your
Well
company.
done.
Me specifically?
Just you.
Yes.
What did you say to her to get her to like you?
That's a good question. That's a really good question, you know?
I'm really not sure. I made an idiot of myself. I'm not good with.
The way you asked that question was like, I want some.
I'm curious.
Yeah,
it was
you're
more of
curious.
It was more of an insult towards him than
I
anything
don't
else.
think she wants him for his conversation.
So what are we doing then?
Well,
We
there's
have a
ma-
captain who's in our price range.
Yes.
Go find him.
Oh, whereabouts?
We don't know. They didn't fucking ask.
What's his name?
His name's Mad Jack.
Well, we got the name of his ship, right?
Yes.
The Howling Curse.
Let's just go have a wander up and down and look for the name of the boat.
Perfect.
Of the scientific method, you mean?
Yes!
You could have chimed in.
Okay.
I was having too much fun watching you guys work.
Watching that shipwreck.
Watching the literal shipwreck of a conversation.
Oh, sea
Just
turtles,
crap
mate.
sunk even further.
Well, you haven't been stabbed yet.
Yet.
Yes.
Meanwhile.
Yes.
No,
So, meanwhile, Throndraek and Shade, you guys are heading to the fighting pit.
Yep.
You get there.
Well, on the way, I'd just be like, why are you coming along then? You joining in?
Maybe. It's a bit of fun. I get what you were saying earlier with Derek. Sometimes you gotta let loose a bit, rough something up, relieve stress.
Yeah, that's why. I'll just keep walking.
It needs to go wild and let out the inner animal.
Yes.
So,
Does the entire party need to get laid or something? What the fuck's going on?
No. No either.
like.
Wait, hang on. This is all this is a lot coming from him, considering he tried chatting up the barman's daughter at the previous place.
Yeah, to lick his magic shit, not to...
Oh, that's why you did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
so
I was paying
I didn't have
attention.
time to dive left too quickly. I didn't have time to pull it off.
Don't you mean, I care deeply for that.
Oh yeah, no, I was extremely romantically involved with
true love.
Rose.
Wait, what's the name?
You only remember that because you actually left her a rose.
Cindy.
Yeah.
No.
That's the only reason I
nah.
remember it.
So, you guys, en route, you guys have your conversation. You get to the fighting pit. The name of the pit is Bane's Conquest.
Sweet. Do I know what that means?
Go ahead and make a religion.
I mean, I probably
check.
don't.
Yeah.
Why?
You can make a religion check.
No,
One.
I Shamshired
Cool.
for a total of Shamshired.
Religion, you said?
Yeah.
15.
15. You
Strip
know
of
the
Shamshir.
name Bane.
Okay.
You know he is an evil god of war and conquest.
Wow.
Guess who
So
doesn't
you
want to
make
go
your
there?
way in. You're greeted. There's humans sort of just behind a counter, as it were. Sort of like.
Oh, it doesn't even say.
No,
Like,
he's just looking at you, and waiting for you to say something. Yeah.
Where do I sign up?
Are you doing to the death or just till one person's unconscious?
No. Well, actually.
The second one. Do the first one.
The first one is very
What's the pay
tempting, you know
difference?
that.
Huh?
The first one
What's
is
the
very
difference?
tempting.
What's the difference in winnings?
There's a lot of
Difference in
difference
winnings. The punch until death is a 5 gold entry fee. You'll get put into a bracket, make your way through.
Got it now.
Depends on how many people enter, but in essence, you, as for first place, will earn 40% of the bucket. The remainder goes to.
Sorry.
I love the still. He's just like,
Just
oh,
looking
fuck
at
my
12
job.
pieces
man.
of chicken.
It's just a
Couple
really
of
used
fingers
KFC
in
bucket.
there. Oh, fucking no.
The problem with that one is if we both sign up for the death one.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
One of you is going to kill the other one.
Yeah, that's the
The
issue.
remaining 60% goes to the Hydra Brothers. The one to the death is a 15 gold sign up. You will get 60% of the winnings, and the Hydra Brothers will claim the remaining 40.
Is that one with weapons?
I'll go with that one. If
What
you-
one you doing?
To the death.
Have you got another character role by any chance?
Of course he does.
Well, I do, but I don't want to lose my character.
On the
Like
basis
him
of
too,
going,
character.
we could be in the same thing, but like, no, I won't join it as well.
Just
Because we
battling.
sparred quite a bit. Not risking that shit anyway. And I don't want to kill you if I had to, and I don't know what you feel about
And
me.
I'll go, you got 11 gold.
I will go for until unconscious, then.
Wonderful.
But he will be thing. But yeah, I hand you the gold.
That's cool. So before you pay, the To the Death starts tomorrow at noon. The unconscious will start in 3 days at noon.
We might have time for yours. Well, if you make it back. I'm sure you will.
It does give you free entry into the watching the other fights, if you're able to.
Straight nihilism is there.
I'll just put the 15 gold on the table.
Don't
Okay.
you pay on the day?
You pay-
turn
yeah.
up?
Pay now. I will register your name. You just come back. If you don't come back, you lose the gold. It's very simple. Oh, neither of them. Well, there's minor breaks, but there is no one on hand to heal you or help you recover. It is a go until you drop. So, any damage you take will continue into the next round. Obviously, that's the same for all the contestants, but I'm supposed to tell you. So, To the Death tomorrow. Until unconscious? Yes? No? Yes?
Sure.
Wonderful. Your name?
Throndraek.
Shade.
You joining To the Death?
No.
No, I'm just
Unconscious.
punching into a
Okay.
meat bag.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in a few days.
Tomorrow.
That was a statement aimed at both of you. I don't really care.
This person hates
No
myself,
weapons,
myself.
just fists.
Oh no, you're one, you're allowed weapons.
Oh, good.
Just to the death, it'd be a bit boring if we just punched each other to death. It's far more
I won't.
entertaining when limbs start coming off.
Now you ask him the rules. Jesus.
You just rip someone's leg off and go.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I'll just leave.
Bye.
Is he high?
It just doesn't go
You
shit.
could probably
Insight
pick.
check.
I mean, is he high?
Or a
Can you
medicine
get
check,
me
one
some
or
of
two?
Cool. So, you guys make your way back to the drunken ear. I assume the rest of you wait around until they return.
Mm-hmm.
How much gold in total then? So you need
20.
20,
16 that you spent.
Oh yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
You
Jordan
paid.
spent his.
Yeah, it came out of Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
Look,
come on,
look,
man.
you're
I have-
really good at deception. Tell him you put the bet down.
I mean, they're not even taking bets yet, so
Yeah, they haven't finished.
they haven't got the listing.
Thing is,
So,
I might
sign-
end up
sign
taking
ups
it
haven't
back
finished
to
yet.
Well, it depends if I win.
Oh, I'm gonna regret
Then
this.
we've got, you know.
Oh, I have a healing potion.
So,
Woo! My question was going to be, are you allowed to use healing potions in this? You didn't ask. Because depending on that, I would be borrowing you some healing potions.
borrowing.
I have
Cool.
5
So as you
currently.
guys
There we go.
all meet up back outside the drunken eel.
Can we not waste healing potions on fucking side to pointless shit?
he might die.
Depends
though.
how much money he's in for.
I could bet six. I could,
60% of 15 gold per person.
Yeah,
I could
exactly.
bet
Depends how much
300
money he's
gold
in
on him
for.
winning.
If we need money, I'm a fucking thief.
Yes, but this is legal.
Invisible and there's pirates everywhere.
Is it
I can
legal?
fucking.
Yes, this is perfectly legal. That's not. That's gonna get us all
Yeah,
killed.
but I could bet 300 gold on it, and then he could steal the entire pot.
I'm in a group with heathens.
This is turning into Luskin all over again.
Yeah, but it's a lot better because there's no higher up you can just piss off and they'll murder you.
I don't know, the Hydra Rovers
No,
sound
the-
pretty
the-
there.
Yeah, if we put the Hydra
Don't
Rovers.
worry.
It sounds like there's multiple higher ups.
Yeah. So, we're going to stop there, have a quick little break, and pick
Okay.
up from outside the drunken eel as they search for Mad Jack and the Howling Curse. Do go check out our social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Our Twitch account, twitch.tv/FURN Gaming, and the FURNcast, our monthly podcast on iTunes and Podbean. And go look at our Patreon where you can help support us do all the things and get benefits for it. See you in the next video. Goodbye.